Hey everybody, welcome back to Everyday Off-Road. Today we got a little bit of a problem. It's a reoccurring problem we've been having here with our 97 ZJ 4-liter. We keep coming up with the trouble code P0420. Now, you can see the exact terminology is Catalyst Performance Low Bank 1. Well, there is only one bank on here, so kind of narrows it down a lot. Now, normally what trips this code is the oxygen sensors not agreeing, more or less. And the computer says, well, hey, there's a problem, check this out. Number one cause is usually a exhaust leak, causing a lean condition, causing the readings from the oxygen sensors to be a little off kilter. One of the other problems can be a bad oxygen sensor, or, which I'm hoping it's not, is a bad catalytic converter. Reason I say I hope it's not a bad catalytic converter, we just replaced the entire exhaust system from tailpipe to engine. So, since we do not have a diagnostic scope, since we have very little in the way of computer diagnostic equipment here, we're doing it old school. Yes, that's right, we're firing the parts cannon at it. More specifically, I like to call it a sniper. The parts sniper has sighted up a couple things. Are you guys wobbling around? Yes, you are. Whoa. I gotta watch how much I lean on the hood. Now, I've done some research via the internet, looked at a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Hey, it's that guy. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, did a lot of research online. Average of choice. Now, we have a very unique situation here with little D. The fact is that he has the New York/California emission system on it. And we had to replace the head pipe, which in the California/New York or New York/California emission system has a pre-cat. We were unable to acquire one of these pipes because, well, nobody makes them. I found one pipe at a Jeep dealer in Edmonton, Canada, for 800 Canadian dollars. 800 for a frickin' head pipe. Is that medical marijuana you guys are smoking? Would you share? So we were unable to replace the pre-cat head pipe. We are running a straight standard head pipe with no pre-cat on it. This could be causing our problem. The problem did occur slightly before we replaced the computer. So it was happening with the old computer. It was brought to my attention that I put in a Bosch downstream O2 sensor, and that the Bosch O2 sensors for American-made vehicles are crap. Okay, well, it's an easy one to replace, and it's kind of inexpensive. You know, fire the parts cannon. We replaced it, cleared the code, and in approximately 150 miles, light came back. P0420. Okay. We searched for leaks. Could not find any leaks. Mind you, it is a very small area that you have to check for leaks. And nothing came up. Then I realized when I replaced the exhaust system, the front O2 sensor was incorrect. It was the wrong sensor. It had the wrong connector. And the lead was rather short. Only to find out later it was a downstream, not an upstream. I put in the original O2 sensor just to close the system up and get us up and running, and I neglected to replace it with a new unit. So roughly 150 miles ago, I replaced it with an identical upstream. Well, I shouldn't say identical upstream. With an O2 sensor from the same manufacturer as the downstream. I put in some AC Delcos. Now mind you, I am not being sponsored by any of these names. These are names I'm throwing out as a user. I replaced the upstream O2 sensor 150 miles ago, and guess what? That's right. Code came back. Now, we could change the computer again. But now we're talking into firing larger caliber rounds from the parts cannon. You know, the oxygen sensor, 20-30 bucks. Through Rock Auto, of course. But another computer, ish, that's over 200. Now, could it be the cat? It could be the cat. But that's a roll pain to change. And that's, say, 150 to 250 for a cat. Those are very large caliber rounds in the parts cannon. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to do the Band-Aid fix. What is the Band-Aid fix, you say? Well, what you do is you go to your local auto parts store and you get spark plug non-foulers. Now what these are, these go between your spark plug and your head to keep your spark plugs from being fouled out by extra oil in the cylinders or whatever. Now I'm going to try to get you in there. 42009 are the ones you want to get. Yes, they're dormant, but you know what? What we're using them for, we really don't care. Alright. These were about $6 and change at AutoZone. You get 2 of them. Now, the idea of it is you use both of them to pull your downstream O2 sensor out of the mainstream of exhaust gases. Now, those of you who ever changed an O2 sensor realized that's quite tall. There's not usually a lot of room for these sensors and anything extra. So, let me show you what we're going to do. What you do is you take one of them. Now, normally, let's get the one out here. Come on. Stupid washers that are on. Alright, as you can see, that doesn't quite fit. Alright. That hole that's in there needs to be enlarged. Now, they say go with a 1/2 inch hole or bigger. Well, everyone that I've seen, they put this in the vise this way. Alright. They clamp it in their vise that way, and they drill down through, and they tell you avoid the threads, yada yada yada, do this, do that. What they don't realize is there's already a hole here. Okay? Put it in your vise this way, drill down through, and you will never hit these threads that are in here. And on top of it, you end up with a nice smooth finish on the outside. I went with, what was it, a 15-30 second? Yeah, 15-30 second drill bit. I drilled all the way through, and as you can see, it fits. Makes for a real nice setup. Now, if you haven't already, and you're doing exhaust work, get yourself an oxygen sensor socket. Now, an oxygen sensor socket is strictly just a deep well socket with a groove cut into it. What the heck's the groove for? Well, if you're planning on reusing an oxygen sensor, alright, what you do is you slide it through, and that groove allows that wire to safely come out of the socket. On this particular one, you have a hex on top, which I believe is the same size. This is a 7/8. I believe it's the same size as the oxygen sensor. So, I really don't like doing band-aid fixes, but right now I would sooner do a $6 to $7 fix. That will take me probably, I don't know, 10 minutes. So I gotta jack it up. 10 minutes to accomplish. And well, I guess we'll try it out. So and besides which, like I said, it's 10 minutes to replace this, compared to, well, the computer would be the easier of the two alternatives, being that's only 3 bolts plus the reservoir, a half hour, 45 minutes. Catalytic converter, different story. That one's flat on your back for about 2 hours, because you got to cut out the old system, make sure that everything's working fine, put a new one in, try to get it fit up into a place where it was never meant to come in and out of, you know, after the initial install. Right now I'm just rambling on. So let me go get my jack and my carpet. We'll jack little D up here a little bit, and we shall install our spacer. Now, my plan is originally to only use this one. Now, we will not be able to find out until 150 miles when the monitors have all set if this actually works. If it doesn't work, I will install the second spacer to space it out even further. Now, mind you, we do require emissions in our locality, emissions testing. Now, I am not telling you to go out and do this. All right, I'm telling you what I end up doing. I'm also taking a chance of having it fail emissions if the inspection officer sees these underneath there and says, no, we can't have that. You're tampering with the emission system. That's why I'm only going to go with the one off the bat, because it will most likely blend in. See, it even almost lines up perfectly. So that can blend in. Yeah, extra one sticking out will not blend in, and it will be quite obvious with how much room is in there, how much room is left, that there's spacers in there. So give me a couple of minutes. Let's get them jacked up and let it crawl underneath. I was wrong about the top of the socket. That does not match the socket on the inside. That's actually a 1 inch, where the inside is a 7/8. Some of the things you will need: a ratchet, of course, 250 socket, 1 inch box wrench just in case, and a 7/8 open end, along with your spacer. Let's see if we can get you guys underneath here and show you what's going on. Sorry guys. I don't know, can you guys see this? Alright, round 2. In my attempt to get you guys in close, I accidentally turned the camera off. Let me show you here what we got. We got our spacer right here with our oxygen sensor. Now we seem to have enough room here, up here. I'm not going to move the camera again, but we seem to have enough room up here if we had to put the other spacer in. So that's what it looks like with a single spacer. Now let's get out from underneath here. Okay, there we go. Doing a band-aid fix for something that could cost a couple $100. If it works, we shall see. I will be doing a follow-up video on this, only because it is a reoccurring problem. I didn't want to make a video on just replacing oxygen sensors, because you know what, there's tons of them out there. There are literally tons of oxygen sensor videos. There are a ton of these videos too, but they don't do any follow-ups, so that's where we're gonna come into play. I do remember seeing a couple videos from a gentleman who ended up with this being his last repair of it, but nothing more came of it. One thing I would like to say about safety. Now, I'm in a stone driveway. I really need to practice safety. When I jack up my vehicles, I make sure they're blocked. I make sure that I have jack stands underneath when I'm working. I also make sure that I have my phone handy. Now, yes, I have a flip phone, but I make sure that my phone is within reach of where I'm working, just in case something happens. I've had to do that at least twice in the past 3 years, and luckily it was just a matter of calling into the house to my woman Mary Ann. But you need to make sure that you don't get hurt, and it's something I can't stress enough, only because recently I had a friend get injured doing something stupid, and well, I have to rib him about it. And I have to watch because, you know, karma. So I have been making sure that when I'm working underneath the vehicle, I'm also wearing safety glasses. Now normally you see me in these are safety glasses, but when I'm working underneath the vehicle, I usually have a clear set on, only because I've had enough stuff fall in my eyes, and let me tell you, it's not fun. So I'd like to thank you guys for stopping by, listen to my little story, and see what I have to do to fix a problem. If you like what you see, please click the subscribe button. Hit the bell and be notified every time I post new content here on Everyday Off-Road. If you have anything to say, comments, questions, concerns, criticisms, hey, feel free to post them in the comment box below. Looking forward to hearing some. So, everybody here at Everyday Off-Road, I'm Mike. We'll catch you guys later. Next!